Hello, dear listeners, and welcome back to another episode of our podcast. Today, we're going to delve into a topic that's both fascinating and practical, especially for those of you who are homeowners or perhaps planning to be one in the future. We're going to talk about landscape design and its cost in different parts of the world. Now, before we dive into the specifics, let's first understand what landscape design is. In simple terms, it's the art of arranging or modifying the features of a yard, an urban area, or other space for aesthetic or practical reasons. It's about creating outdoor spaces that are both beautiful and functional, spaces that can enhance your quality of life and increase the value of your property. Now on to the big question. Is it expensive to make a landscape design? Well, the answer is, it depends. Let's start with North America. In the United States, for instance, the average cost of a landscape design project can range from $5,000 to $15,000 for a small to medium-sized yard. This includes the cost of a professional landscape designer, which can range from $50 to $150 to $150 to $150 per hour. Of course, if you're looking for a more elaborate design with high-end materials, the cost can easily go up to $20,000 or more. Moving on to Europe, the cost of landscape design can vary greatly from country to country. In the United Kingdom, for example, a basic landscape design can cost around $1,000 to $3,000, while a more complex design can cost upwards of $15,000. In countries like France and Germany, the cost can be somewhat similar, although labor costs can be higher, especially in urban areas. In Asia, the cost of landscape design can also vary widely. In countries like Japan and South Korea, where space is often at a premium, landscape design can be quite expensive, with costs often exceeding $10,000 for a small yard. On the other hand, in countries like India and China, where labor costs are lower, you can get a beautiful landscape design for a fraction of that cost. In Australia, the cost of landscape design is comparable to that in the United States and Europe. A basic design can cost around odd $2,500 to odd $6,000, while a more elaborate design can cost odd $15,000 or more. In Africa, the cost of landscape design can vary greatly depending on the country and the region. In countries like South Africa and Kenya, where there is a growing middle class, the cost of landscape design can be quite high, comparable to that in Europe and North America. However, in other parts of Africa, where resources are more limited, landscape design can be much more affordable. So, as you can see, the cost of landscape design can vary greatly depending on where you are in the world. But regardless of the cost, a well-designed landscape can be a great investment. It can enhance the beauty and functionality of your outdoor space, increase the value of your property, and improve your quality of life. But remember, a beautiful landscape doesn't have to cost a fortune. With a bit of creativity and planning, you can create a beautiful and functional outdoor space that fits your budget. So whether you're planning to hire a professional landscape designer or do it yourself, I hope this podcast has given you some useful insights into the world of landscape design. That's all for today, dear listeners. Thank you for joining me on this journey around the world of landscape design. I hope you found this episode informative and inspiring. Until next time, keep dreaming and designing